So, Blake and Jason, we meet again. It's been more than a year since season 17 and I bet you've forgotten all about me. Well, let me tell you something. I haven't forgotten how season 17 ended. I remember those things that you said about me, Box. And it's not just me, oh no. All of Great Britain was listening. We've been waiting and watching. We watched Neon Gnome. It wasn't very good. We watched She's With Me. We didn't like it. We watched Action Family. That one was pretty good. But I'm here to tell you, the Brits are back for another season. So, here's my question. Who's the daddy now, Blake and Jason? I'll tell you. I'm the daddy now.
She used to be an actress.
Did she ever do anything I would have saw?
I think the biggest deal was she starred in a pilot.
What's a pilot?
Well, you know the shows on TV.
I don't watch TV.
Yes, but you are aware that there are invention called television, and on that invention, they show shows.
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick the shows on TV is they make one show, and that one show is called a pilot. And they show that show, one show, to the people who pick the shows, and on the strength of that one show, they decide if they want to make more shows. Some get accepted and become TV programs, and some don't, and they become nothing. I think she starred in the one that became nothing. Pretty good. And very versatile.
You're a utility player. That's what we like to call
Jose Oquendo.
Mm-hmm.
Jose Oquendo.
That's right. You're my Jose Oquendo. Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. It's the show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, and with me is my hard nut. It's Captain Philip Rescher. Good evening.
It's a hard nut life for me.
I was just listening to something about Annie on the way over here.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot that, like, in Annie, she climbed up a drawbridge with Tim Curry. I believe his name was Rooster in the film.
Yeah, here comes the rooster. And
he was, like, chasing Annie maybe to kill her. And she was, like, 8 years old. And then a Middle Eastern guy descends from a helicopter. His name is Punjab. And he descends from a helicopter. I believe he grabs Annie and then kicks.
Did she get her guns?
You know, I think that was the one thing stopping her from really wreaking havoc on the whole
They
film.
cut that from the play.
There is a director's cut where she has 2 6-shooters and she's just going nuts.
Hey, you get me.
Baba booey.
This is a podcast.
Sure, it's free.
Yeah, most of them are. Have you ever paid for a podcast?
No, but I've paid for stuff from podcasts.
Yeah. We do this is a podcast that we're doing.
Okay, I thought we were just hanging out. That's cool.
Oh, do you want to just hang out? You want to hang out? Hit record again. Can we record
on top of the record?
Yeah. Can we double record this?
We can try to do that sometime.
It's a podcast about television pilots, and god damn it, this is the 25th season.
Yeah, silver anniversary.
Right. And people say, well, what's a season of a podcast? And to that I say, well, shut the fuck up.
Right. It doesn't matter what you think a season is.
We make the rules.
I've heard a lot of podcasters talk like shit about people that do them in seasons, but it's part of our bit.
Right.
Because we do television shows, and so they have seasons.
Right.
So otherwise we'd be on like episode 254?
Which is essentially 245.
Oh.
But essentially we are on 245.
Yeah. Episode 245.
And in the UK, they don't call them seasons, they call them series.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
The UK, speaking of the UK, this is season 25. We're right in the gut of the Tuckley 10 Part 2.
Yeah, super fan of the program. Chris Tuckley said, Your guys' show
Sucks.
It seems to be hitting a lull. Let me inject some UK life into it by giving you 10 links to 10 different pilots that failed, all from the UK.
Right. This is the second time we've done this.
It's called the Tuckley 10 : space 2.
Yeah.
Everything's spelled out. 10 is spelled out TEN. 2 is spelled
colon
out.
spelled out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you can't not do it, right? He's like one of the two biggest fans we have.
Mm-hmm.
You have to cater to his needs. If he's like,
Right.
I want you guys to do an episode naked, we would have to do it.
By law, we would have to. And if we didn't, we would risk losing up to 50% of our fan base.
Right.
And we just can't afford those numbers.
No, for sure. So here we are
Mm-hmm.
Amidst the Tuckley 10 part comma semicolon backslash.
The Tuckley 10 part.
Oh, I like that. Tuckley 10 part. Woo! And one of the things that we have kind of like adopted,
Mm-hmm.
like an Asian baby, because they kill them over there. So they.
Yeah, they have a whole team of people sneaking babies out of Asian
You
countries.
sneaking babies?
I sneak a baby too. And then they sneak them into the arms of people who want to adopt them.
Sure, because you want a smart kid.
Oh, yeah.
So
They're full of brains.
You adopt an Asian baby.
Yeah. They look like little Pez dispensers. Their heads are so big.
You head big? So where was I going with that?
You're saying we've adopted something.
Oh, yeah. We've adopted something.
It's escaped you. As is some sort of hair product right now, I see.
Do you like this? This is like a a la natural thing.
I was gonna say that's how my hair looks if I don't put anything
Oh,
in
yeah.
it, for real.
Yeah, no,
it's
for
just
sure.
kind of like fluffy and feathery.
Yeah.
Which is that what they were doing in the 70s? Because you go back and you
Oh,
watch
yeah.
TV shows and you're like, look at all that fucking feathery hair. But
Yeah.
but to me, I never knew how they achieved that look.
Well, they don't put any product in it when it's wet.
Yeah.
They wait till it's dry. They comb it, blow dry it, and then put Aquanet on it.
Okay, because if
Aquanet.
who's that? Who sings that?
Just Toll.
Yeah, he was great. Best heavy metal album.
Yeah, beating out Metallica.
Famously. If I were to dry my hair, and like a comb would be useless. It would be rendered useless against my hair. It wouldn't do anything.
Why?
Because like once
It's so thick.
No, it's just like my hair when it's dry with no product in it, it just does whatever it wants to do. You know, so I guess I still don't understand. I was thinking because you didn't Aquanet your hair.
No.
This is just fully dried out hair.
No, I knew you were coming over, and I was like, you know what? Let's just take a shower so we don't stink. You know that stink. That stinky stink.
That stinky stank.
And let's let the flag dogs fly.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that saying. I would say we talked a few weeks ago. I think it was like Brian and Tim when they were here, and how you should just like everything you do to cool down, to clean yourself should all just be pool related.
Right.
Just never not wear maybe just some short, tight trunks. Just always have them on,
Sure.
like you're wearing nothing at all. And
That
then
way you can just jump in at any time.
jump in any time to cool off, or if you feel like you need to get a scrub in before someone comes over, like myself.
Sure.
Boom, jump in that pool.
It's like chlorine is your cologne. Right now we
Chlorone.
have Oh, nice.
With a G and E at the end.
Right now we have a little bit of issue with mustard algae.
That's a real thing. You didn't make that up.
No, you can Google it. Mustard algae.
Now you famously like mustard by itself on a McChicken.
Oh,
Bread, mustard, McChicken, chicken. That's it.
Yeah, on a cheeseburger, on chicken strips.
Yeah.
Only mustard. I'm an only mustard kind
No
of guy.
lettuce, tomato, onion.
No.
But those are the best things to put on a hamburger, though.
I don't see that happening. You were supposed to bring me McDonald's tonight. You didn't.
Oh shit! During the break, between shows, I'll go get you a big fat stack of chicken. Did you eat? Did you not eat in prep and thinking I was going to bring you McChickens?
I don't eat dinner anymore.
Oh no! What does that mean? You just drink your dinner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and Molly's gone, so
I've never understood when people are like drinking a beer's like having a loaf of bread. Maybe calorie wise, but I never felt like I had a fucking loaf of bread after drinking a beer.
I've never thought it was a full belly kind of thing. But anyway, going back to Chris Tuckley, he's probably the most gorgeous UK employee I've ever known.
An employee of the UK.
Well, yeah, everybody.
Yeah. We're citizens of the United States. They're employees
Yeah.
of the United Kingdom.
And one of the things I find funny is that to make the UK, there's like 45 little itty bitty countries.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Let's name them.
Switzerland.
Albania.
Yugoslavia.
Dungaloo.
Dungaloo?
A Dungle do it.
I think I'll do it. Great Britain.
Zaire.
Not so Great Britain.
Libertines.
Czechoslovakia, I believe.
Well, it's two countries now. It's the Czech Republic and Slovakia. But essentially, yes.
My bad.
Liberia. I think it's Liberia now.
Oh, Liberia. And I think there is one small country called the clitoris.
I am not familiar with that. To me, that's the little bundle of nerves under the hood.
If you look at the United Kingdom,
And I do.
on the map,
Right.
right in the middle, there's like a little sliver of country that goes like north. I don't.
No, that's a great way to describe it.
Yeah, it goes to the equator, but it's really tiny, and it just has a real fat like.
And why were you looking at it? Have you ever masturbated to a map?
Oh, I've masturbated to a lot of things.
Have you ever took a geological map and decided this is I somehow it's like looking at a cloud and say, oh,
Sure.
that's a dinosaur. But have you ever looked at a map and thought, oh, I'm seeing something I'd like to have sex with?
You know what? I'm writing it down because I'm going to try it tonight and see how it goes.
I wonder if there has ever been a cloud that looks like a bobby sock.
You know, the text that you sent not too long ago.
Yeah.
That was like a real like chintzy like half-assed bobby sock. It wasn't even. It wasn't. What defines a bobby sock?
Well, you famously have a sexual kink for women in bobby socks.
Yes.
And
yes.
I was scrolling the front page of Reddit, and I think it was someone I subscribed to like the thrift hauls, basically people who find things at garage sales or thrift stores that are really cool. And some girl's like, check out my outfit. And so I'm scrolling, and I see this girl who's wearing an outfit, but she's also got what I think are bobby socks on. So I send it immediately to you.
No, to me those were anklets.
Okay.
Because they stopped at the ankle. They didn't overlap.
Where the bobby socks go just past the knee.
No. So like a bobby sock is a white,
Right.
thin material, and it goes to the middle of the ankle and it flips over,
Right.
which then in turn there's lace or lace or some kind of design.
Like a doily.
Yeah, very doily-esque. And the one you sent me, it was like it just stopped at the ankle, and like somebody like it looked like somebody took a pair of scissors and cut the bobby up.
Okay.
Cut the bobby.
I need to get more familiar with some of these kinks and
You don't have any kinks whatsoever? Is there anything that you're into that people would quote unquote think or was weird?
I mean, I know. I think there's like what a lady wears a high heel and steps on your like scrotum, but that's not a kink,
No,
right?
that's not.
Other than that, I think
Nothing
that's
else.
it.
Like,
Do you know something in there about this? Go ahead. What are we gonna say?
well, I'm like trying to throw stuff out there to like see if it triggers anything.
Okay, throw a couple things out. See if it triggers me.
Okay.
If it'll awaken a kink in me.
Okay, you wake a kink. Do you get sexually aroused by
Colon space
like CD cases laying all over the bed?
CD cases, because I famously have thousands of music CDs at home.
If you came into the bedroom,
Right.
and there was a girl, probably maybe your current girlfriend,
Okay.
if she was laying on the bed naked with a plethora of CD cases
Right.
underneath her,
the plastic CD cases.
yeah, would it make it more hot?
I've never thought about that. You can see me. The people
know
at
what?
home can't, but I'm sweating
Yeah.
a little bit.
Let's go ahead and call your current girlfriend and find out if that was.
Yeah,
something
let me
she was
see. Let me give her a call.
Beep boop beep boop.
Bring.
Hello.
Hey, babe, it's Jason.
Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm all right. We're recording the show right now.
Of course you are. That's why I let you go.
Yeah, thank you. I promise I'll be home at the exact time that I said I would. I hope you're not upset.
Which was what time?
It's 10. No later than 10 p.m.
Okay.
Blake just asked me about kinks, and
Oh yeah, I know all about those.
I know you do. But what about? He said there was one where maybe like if you spread CD cases all over a bed.
Okay, it's kind of weird, but all right.
I thought so too at first, but then
But what do I just like Vanna White them and like
just kind of like wipe my hands over them, like present them, or
I didn't. You're right. How that would work is interesting because I'm thinking.
well, I think Blake told you.
Well, I'm thinking stand at the end of the bed.
Stand at the end of the bed, your naked girlfriend's on top of a bunch of CD, like that.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
I mean, preferably it would be a series of REM CDs, sure. But like standing at the end of the bed, standing up, facing away from the bed, nude, arms out, and then fall backwards like you're falling into a pool into the CD cases.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Is that something we could try?
We can try it, but I got one that might be a little bit better.
Okay. Go ahead.
So what I was thinking is that, your birthday's coming up,
Yeah, it's just a few months away.
and I thought maybe, like, I could take a world map that you have on the wall and, like, take it out of the frame and, like, drape it over the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I could put on, like, a gishi.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You're very cultured, so you know how to say all these words.
sure. And that's why you're dating me, because I'm cultured.
So it sounds
You
like
remember our first date? Our first date, we went to Taco Bell.
Right.
And you were like,
you exclusively spoke Spanish, which was wonderful. So it sounds like all my kinks derive of things that I like and own in my home just being spread across my bed, is what it sounds like. I got to go. I got to get back to the show.
I love you.
All right, I'll see you.
Hey, when are we going to get married?
I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Wait, what?
Click.
Wow.
So she had a similar idea too, where I would take something that I have, some would say maybe an excess of in my home, and again spread it out over my
That's
bed.
weird. I think people know you better than you know yourself.
That might be the case. I'm always looking outward and to other people and for other people, but maybe every once in a while,
You need to think of yourself.
hey, look at the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. What else is going on? Are you still doing a lot of woodworking?
Oh yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
I want to make something for myself,
Yeah. Again, looking outward.
and I haven't done that yet.
Want to turn it? Do you have something in mind?
I got a Miller Lite clock I'm going to make.
Really?
Yeah. The vinyl's already cut. I have plenty of bottle caps.
You say the vinyl?
Yeah.
And that's just something that a machine that your wife has made?
Yeah, it's a cricket.
Or not made, but she purchased and she can make things out of vinyl now.
Yeah, I paid $1.95 for this Miller Lite logo.
Oh,
so
you better do it then.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I did it,
Mm-hmm.
but I measured things wrong on the holes,
Right.
and I think I was drunk at the time because two of them were right and two of them were wrong. I didn't realize it until after I drilled it.
But you were drunk at the time.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
I'm making some cornhole bags right now.
What you do in your personal time is up to you.
Turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
These guys mess this board up every time.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't pity you anymore because you complain about it week after week, month after month, year after year, but you don't do anything about it.
What am I gonna do?
What did I talk about before we even started the show? Get a first of all, dust the fucking thing. You got to dust it. Unplug the
You
shit.
want me dusting it?
I think you need some sort of cover. You clean it, you dust it, you put a cover on it, and then you put a transparency or some marking saying, hey, Karaoke Big E, when you record here, you need to be at this spot. And then when we come in and do our show, then you put it at the other spot.
Okay.
You're not doing anything.
Should they put it at my spot after they're done with their spot, and vice versa?
That's it. Well, you need to have a conversation with those people about that. But I don't think you're having these conversations, and you just complain about it. We have to take action. Like, have we sent out the thing to Chris Tuckley yet?
No, and we haven't sent one out to DD either.
Okay, will you go get him right now for me? Go get him right now. I'll keep the show going. Go get him, and I'll take him with me tonight.
They're just right behind you.
Where?
In that closet.
All right, hold on.
They're right. They're actually so close you can grab them. I think they're in that brown paper sack. You just take the whole sack with you. How many do we owe people?
There's a lot in here.
Is there any water in there?
You want a water?
Does it smell musty in there?
I'm not smelling it.
Okay.
I don't smell things. When people
You're famous for smelling things.
like what?
Huh?
What's a good example of that?
My cologne.
No. People like if you dating a lady, she'll be like, it's candle. I this candle. Smell this candle. I always pretend to smell things. If you ever ask me to smell something,
You don't breathe through your nose, your mouth.
I always pretend.
Yeah.
I never do it. And this is what I do when someone they bring up something to my face, like they're gonna hold up to my face, and I do this. Huh? Yeah, all right.
You don't even go like that. Like
because I feel like that would oversell it.
okay.
You know, so if someone brings something and they hold on my face, hey, what do you smell this? What do you think of this? I just go, huh? Yeah, all right.
I'm pretty sensitive to smell as well.
I'm not even super sensitive to it. I just don't want to fucking smell everything. I want no smells.
So, in the years that you've known me, that I've talked about my my secret tip for eating a woman's vagina. Have you ever used that technique?
I don't. Yeah. No, I don't smell anything.
No, you can't say you don't smell. I mean, you don't have to take all of them.
I'm just looking at this. So we have a brown paper bag full of Couch Pilots episode 200 posters.
Yes, and they're all signed. There's about 20 of them there.
So are they all signed the exact same?
I think the top half is everybody, and as the night wore on, it was less and less people.
Okay, so who do we owe posters to?
Chris Tuckley and Dee Dee.
Okay, and
That to me, that's
okay. I'm taking two. I'm taking two today, and they will be in the mail.
you can't do it. I don't want them folded. I don't want them folded.
I'm not going to fold them. I'm not going to fold them. What? What? You feeling like you have to fold them has been stopping you?
Yes, that's been my phobia.
Okay, and then please tell me the research that you have done to figure out a way around that in the past 8 months.
I don't have any tubes.
Okay, so do you think there's just no tubes available?
No, there's a tube shortage because of COVID.
There's a tube shortage, and COVID's been around since March, and episode 200 was in September.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And did you know that 2x4s went up $1.50 in the past? I actually went up like $1.
Are we talking whitewood, pine, what?
Pine, just straight construction grade.
Right.
They went from like $3.25 to like $4.75.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't do a ton of woodworking. I do some in my garage, but that what you said about 2x4s affects me almost not at all.
So I think the reason why you're doing this is because you want Chris and Dee Dee to like you more.
No, I don't care about that. I just want
You don't even have her address.
I want these people
No, I do
who
too.
have supported the
No,
show
I do too.
to get
I feel bad. I feel bad.
You should feel bad.
I do, but I feel bad, but I don't want them damaged on the way there. I want them to get them in mint condition, and that's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, I'll get some tubes.
So
Hell or high water.
How much money do you need?
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. You had mentioned bottle caps earlier when you're going to make your godforsaken sign out of wood, and I used to trade bottle caps with this guy in Poland. Actually, it was his son. He had a little boy, and his little boy liked bottle caps. So I was in this.
So you were exchanging mail with a little boy?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Nothing weird about that.
And then sometimes a photo would slip in one way and then the other way. That doesn't matter. That has nothing to do with the story. Anyway, I would send bottle caps over, sometimes just like 20 at a time. And at the end, they sent me like 20 or 25. And then I just sent them like 300 of ones I was kind of done. My fridge is full. I don't need any more bottle caps. It looks really awesome to me, but I don't need any more. So I just sent them all the rest. And they're like, oh my God, this is great. Thank you so much. It cost me like $30 just to send it.
Sure.
But I mean, you're sending it around the world. So it's fine. I will let you know how much it costs. I can't see it being much more than $20, $30.
I disagree.
We will see. We will find out. And then
If you bring me the receipt, I will pay you double.
you will pay me double.
Yeah, because it's my fault that it is taking so long. I'll pay you double.
You know what? I respect you, and I honor you, and I thank you for taking the responsibility here.
Hey, ow, Jesus, you have to hit me about it.
Right. Okay, let's real quick before we get into it. What's that? Were you mocking what I'm saying?
No, just listening.
Last week on the show, something happened.
Yeah.
We have, I think at this point, which are undoubtedly our most frequent guest, my best friend, or co-best friend.
Oh.
Sorry.
Whoa.
I know.
Gee, mini
took the wind right out of you.
Wow.
Oh, good.
I thought we were having a good show, but
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Of over 20 years,
Sorry,
I was
I'm looking for a new best friend.
That's fine. It's probably somewhere in those papers there. Smart.
Hey, Big E,
Oh, yeah.
guess what?
Get ready to pay for everything. Just kidding. Matt's been a very good friend of mine for over 20 years. I was best man at his wedding. I love him endlessly. He was just at my house today.
Oh,
And
humble brag.
I do like to brag when people come over. He was issued a challenge by you last week on the show.
Yeah, as everybody knows, Matt is a baller, quote unquote,
Shot
air
caller.
quotes. He likes basketball. He loves the San Antonio Spurs.
I don't think that's right. Basketball is a frequent point of conversation every time that he is on the show.
Right, because every time he's on the show, I say "fuck the Lakers," because he has some kind of vendetta against the Lakers.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, and earlier this year we lost Kobe. I mean, I don't
we,
know.
we lost Kobe to COVID.
COVID. Mm-hmm. Okay, because you don't think Matt?
Has COVID?
You don't
I
think?
hope not, because I schooled him on the basketball courts.
Well, we're not going to talk about what actually happened, because at the end,
Are you like doing this so like Adam has an extra week to like release the video, or is this just a teaser of some kind?
well, last week we're like, hey, here's
I laid down a gauntlet. And I said,
You challenged Matthew.
Yeah, I said, if you're so good at basketball, I'm a middle-aged man,
Right.
who has no physical prowess at all.
and has somehow been smoking longer than he's been alive.
Yeah.
I don't know how you've done that.
And I was like, I will school you on the basketball court.
Yeah.
And if people remember Matt being on the show, he told a story once about how a kid, when he was younger, bet him a pair of jeans.
Yeah, Matt famously grew up in the speedway,
on the streets.
He's a
Of Indianapolis.
He's a thug, a hustler, and
Some would say the Speedway.
some would say that in Indianapolis. That's right. But yeah, he was issued a challenge, and he played a game of basketball for a pair of Tommy Hilfiger jeans, which he won back then.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that
That
story
was,
is
the last,
always.
that was the last time he's ever accomplished anything on a sports level.
I don't know that that's right. Him and I were a couple Gusmakers together.
You were.
I was there.
Oh,
I was the fourth member of the team that didn't play, and I wore a full suit, and I have 3 trophies at home. Yeah,
You gave him the water.
yeah, and I gave him the water. Exactly, I was the water boy. Water boy gets a trophy too. All right.
You say what a book gets trophy too?
So you threw down the gauntlet.
Yep.
You challenged Matthew to a game of
Yep.
one-on-one. Some rules were laid down, and I was saying, you know what?
I don't think enough rules were laid down.
No,
but
you're wrong. I said at the end of it, I was like, let's tack it on the end of this episode, but that's not going to happen. So, but by now, you've already heard the episode with Matt and you issuing the challenge, and on the end of this episode, you're going to get all the audio from that event. We're talking some smack talk. We're talking about a very special guest, a very famous person.
Sure. Yeah.
No joke. A very famous person chimed in. Smack talk. We're talking about rules. We're talking about the national anthem. We're talking about interviews with people who know you guys best. And that's all leading up to the event. And then next week, we're going to hear the results of the one-on-one basketball challenge.
right, and if I'm not mistaken, there will be a video on YouTube.
Yes.
To coincide. So if you don't want to just sit and listen to people play basketball,
Yeah.
you can actually watch the action. Jackson,
I think the
Samuel.
I think the audio of the events will not be of the basketball game itself, of just the interviews
Oh,
and
okay,
stuff.
okay.
But yeah, there's going to be a big compilation of everything I just said, plus the game itself, like you mentioned. All of that will be available on YouTube
For free.
and hopefully it'll be like on Facebook, or at least a link to it, or some kind of notification that it's happened.
Well, I think it's going to be on Facebook, but
Yeah.
somebody said a couple things that I have to edit out.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure what that is, but I'd be interested to know.
We'll talk later.
Was it the N word?
No.
Oh, thank God.
It was the
Leave that in.
ML word.
Martin Luther. Okay. Okay. So that's something to look forward to at the end of this
Yeah.
episode, and something to look forward to at the end of or the beginning of next episode. We'll be talking with you, and we'll be talking with Matthew next episode too. We'll be giving him a call on the phone. But today we discussed the pilot episode of Squidge and the HARDNUTS from the year of our Lord 2008. Great year.
2008. I had been out of high school for nigh on 14 years.
Right. Dad is great. Give us 2008.
Oh, give us chocolate cake.
Yeah. 14 years. That's a weird like thing to say about that year. Like, given a year, you determine how long you've been out of high school for.
Well, but I was leading into something, and you stepped on it.
I wanted to sing that song. What were you going to say though? 14 years out of high school.
We'll sing the actual song.
Dad is great.
Give us chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the bit you were leading into?
No. I had sex. I had lots of sex. We haven't talked about my sex in a long time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I haven't had it.
Well, do you have?
had it.
Do you have a sex? Never had it. Never had it. Never.
Never gonna get it anymore.
Now it's time for breakdown.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
What is? Do you have a story?
No, I don't have any stories. I've given almost all my sex stories that I can tell on the air.
What about? Can you tell us one that you can't tell on the air right now?
No.
Almost got you. Almost got you.
You a slick dude.
It's not 2008 right now, though. It's 2020. What I consider the lost year. This is a year that, in many cases, we're just going to throw away in terms of damn near everything.
Okay.
Economy, social events, it's all gone.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
It's really just
for 2020.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were talking about 2000.
No. 2020, the year we're in now, is just kind of a throwaway year.
Yeah, it's like a gimme in golf. Like you hit a bad shot, you get a mulligan.
It's a mulligan, begin again. To me, I wish it was 2008. So let's go back there. In your mind. Thanks. And to go back there in our minds, we'll talk about things that happened that year, including August 1st. And I will say that these are all UK historical facts from that year.
Humble brag.
Barry George was acquitted of the murder of Jill Dando. Jill Dando was a British journalist, television presenter, and newsreader. She spent most of her career at the BBC and was the corporation's Personality of the Year in 1997. At the time of her death, her television work included co-presenting the BBC One program Crime Watch with Nick Ross.
She was murdered, huh?
Yeah, and Barry George was acquitted of it.
Yeah.
And
if the glove doesn't fit.
Yeah. Can you imagine? O.J. Simpson probably paid millions and millions of dollars to the Shapiro fella, the Kardashian fella, who's the black guy who came up with that?
Cato Caitlin.
That's right. Definitely that person's name. And for millions of dollars.
What was the judge's name?
Judge Ito.
Ito, that's what I was going to say. Ito Eatland.
And basically what you paid for is a man to come up with a rhyme that got you out of a double homicide.
Yeah. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
And then I think that it's like an earworm. It got in those jurors' heads. And
that's when the whole thing turned.
He makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
If there's a bloody glove there and it doesn't fit, then we have to acquit.
Right.
Anyway, that's how you do it. That's how you get away with murder. You come up with a defense rhyme.
I've been going about it the wrong way. I've been doing a lot of research on
Go about what wrong way?
On murders and stuff and killing people.
Wait, hold on. What are you saying?
I just do a lot of research.
You're just doing research.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But
you're not murdering anyone.
Not yet.
What does that mean?
I haven't found out the right algorithm, but I think you helped me out. There was a spot on my plan that wasn't working right.
Who are you murdering?
I can't tell you on the internet.
Tell me. Hey, you know what? Tell me off the internet.
Okay. Bless you.
Oh, excuse me. Don't murder anyone. I promise you're not going to get away with it. And unless it's a stranger. I think the most effective serial killers kill people that are
random
strangers.
people that they're not. Yeah.
And it can't be like this guy, he killed a bunch of college-aged women. Did he know any of them? No, he didn't know any of them, but he killed a lot of them, and they were all college. Don't just kill one type of person.
Sure.
Really kill all the ethnicities, different ages, different genders.
No, I would
ethnicities.
if I was to kill people, that would be exactly what I would do. I would kill random people. I like draw like names out of a hat
Right.
in regards to like on a little piece of paper. I'm like black, white, Asian, male, female.
Maybe you could spin a wheel even.
Yeah, in the middle of that, I'm going to kill the person that I want to kill.
You could spin a wheel.
Right. But in the middle of that is I'm going to kill the person that I want to be dead, but it's going to be covered up by all these other killings.
Yeah. It'd be like a game show.
Would you come and visit me in prison and bring me cigarettes?
Yeah, I'd bring you cigarettes.
Now, how often?
It's like currency.
Let's be serious. Let's be serious. If I went to prison for murder
Yeah.
in a 1 year span of 365 days, how many times would you actually honestly come see me?
Let me ask you this. Okay, would you be in jail for the rest of your life? Or how long would you be in jail?
Let's say the rest of my life. Let's just think.
Okay,
worst
so
case-
like 3 or
wor-
4 years.
Worst case scenario.
So you'd be in jail for like 3 or 4 years. I would probably come visit you. I bet like 3 times a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Every 100 days or every about 100.
Every 100 days.
About 110 days.
Yeah. I don't think that's right either. But yeah, I probably every
Can I
once
hold
every
you
3
to
months.
that?
Sure. Yeah.
Conjugal visits?
Well, I feel like that implies sex.
No, just me just in the same room with no plaque.
I'm not going to say his name,
plexiglass.
but the guy that was my first roommate, and he was friends of mine in middle school and high school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in touch with him anymore, but he was a roommate of mine, and then he he decided I love drugs, and so he kind of went down like this shitty path or whatever. But right before that happened, like when he was kind of like really starting to kick it in the high gear, I think he had sold like a bunch of weed or got caught with a bunch of weed on him. Anyway, he spent some time in jail.
Sure.
So I go to see him in jail. We talk, whatever, it's fine. And then when he gets home, he was living at his parents' house still. He's probably I'd say 20. And I go and see him at his parents' house. And before I go to his house, though, I stop at the local grocery store, right? And they have those little round cakes.
Yeah.
So I take, I do that, and then I go to the hardware store and I buy a big file. It's like a metal file, right? And then
Yeah.
I take that file and I stick it into the cake and I bring it to him. He loved it. His mom did not love it.
That would be a good. You know what?
It was like very obviously sticking out of the cake.
That's so you. That's so you, though.
I will spend money on bits.
Oh,
I will drive out of my way. That Kroger wasn't near me. Where I got the cake, that Kroger wasn't near me at all. I will drive out of my way for bits.
oh yeah.
Mother did not care for that.
Anyway,
Anyway.
it's because she's invested so much money. Anyway, we got things to talk about.
August 4th through 24th, Great Britain competed at the Olympics in Beijing. The team won 19 gold, 13 silver, and 15 bronze medals and finished 4th in the medal table, the best performance for the Great Britain team in a century.
If you think about it, they should be like on top every time, in top 3 all the time, because there's so many different countries that are under the UK.
I think you'll find that the countries that win the most are the wealthiest countries,
Sure.
because we have the facilities and
Yeah.
the physicians, we have all the best
Advertising.
things to pump into those people.
Yeah, pump drugs into those
Yeah.
people.
What Olympic event do you think you would be best at?
Oh, I thought a lot about this, and
You've thought a lot about this?
oh yeah,
Okay.
and I think
You can think about summer and or winter, or you can give me the sport from each one, whatever you want.
Summer. Wait, I don't. Is fencing summer or winter?
I believe
think
it's
it's a
summer.
winter.
Winter. I think it's summer, but you might
summer.
be right.
Yeah, I think it's probably summer.
Okay, so you think fencing?
I think summer wise fencing because I'm in the air conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
In winter, eek,
Yeah, it's tough.
I would say maybe the pole vault.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm tall.
that's also summer.
I'm a long leg. What?
The pole vault is definitely not in the winter.
Oh, okay. The winter.
Are you struggling to think of one winter event?
There's snow. Mm-hmm. I'm not good at speed skating.
No.
How about gymnastics?
Okay, I'm just gonna say that's fine. Shut your phone down. Yeah.
I would be good at figure skating.
Yeah, I'm sure he would be. August 19th, following legal suppositions at Birmingham Crown Court, Judge Frank Chapman ruled that Anthony Hall, charged with the 1961 murder of Jacqueline Thomas, should not stand trial for crime, and that the charge should be stayed because it was just too long ago, and Hall would not receive a fair and balanced trial. What do you think about that?
That's
Not being tried. I mean, I know there's a such thing as statute of limitations.
Sure.
But, like, if you murder a lady, what is this?
all right. What's going on?
I mean, you're holding your phone, so you tell me. I thought we weren't supposed to do phone calls anymore.
I thought Hoover said that you could do phone calls.
You're not calling him, are you?
No, we don't have that long.
Well, apparently we have this long. Who is this?
Your call has been forwarded to
Oh.
an automated voice messaging
All right.
system.
I don't want to lose 30 seconds of the show. Do you want to explain what that was?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. No, I'll just
Hello?
hang out.
Hello? Hello? I have a really important thing to do. I'm sorry.
I can't believe that's true.
No, it's super important.
Awesome!
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny G.
Okay, well, it was important to me, but obviously it's not important to other people. All right, go ahead. So a guy got acquitted. Anthony Michael Hall.
All right. I think Blake went to the bathroom. So you're probably saying, why did we choose to watch Squidge and the HARDNUTS? And that's a great question, I guess. I don't know. Usually it's three reasons, the three pillars of Couch Pilots, as it were. But since we're doing a special season, there is a fourth reason. And there are three original are that this was a television pilot that was made and either aired only once or never even aired at all. It's available to be seen, and it's free. So we're not paying money for this, and we have to be able to see these things. Usually it's on like a YouTube or something like the same, and it has to be a failed production. Those are the three. And then the fourth one is that Chris Tuckley demanded that we do an episode about this, and who are we to deny him? So we probably ask yourself too, where can I find Squidge and the HARDNUTS? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Blake?
You know what to do, Tube.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Beautiful night out. Beautiful night.
It's fine.
Well, it's clear. Oh, goddamn ducks.
Summary of the pilot. Soft CGI characters Squidge and Splat show us it's okay to be different in the hard 3D modeled world of the HARDNUTS.
I'm gonna give it an A+.
Whoa! Oh my god, no way!
No, I mean, it's perfect. Yeah. It tells you exactly what to expect.
You're right, it does.
Yeah.
Usually, you're very hard on those. You're hard nuts on those.
All right.
That was a good one.
I mean, it was fine in the scheme of things. It was fine. Interesting facts, I guess.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for your queen. Interesting facts.
You don't know!
These are facts that Jason has scoured the bloody internet to find. They're facts. You can't dispute them. Don't talk to your person in your flat about them. Just deal with them. Don't taint someone's experience by giving your opinion on these facts. Jason, please proceed.
Okay, interesting facts. Squidge and the Hardnuts is an unsold pilot made by leading UK studio Cosgrove Hall. Fact.
I mean, you can't deny it.
You'd be stupid to do so. Cosgrove Hall Films, also known as Cosgrove Hall Productions, was a British animation studio founded by Brian Cosgrove and Mark Halland, and its headquarters was in Charlton-cum-Hardy, Manchester.
United.
Cosgrove Hall was once a major producer of children's television and animated programs. Cosgrove Hall's programs are still seen in over 80 countries. The company was wound down by its then owner ITV PLC on October 26, 2009. It's mainly known for its series Danger Mouse and Count Duckula.
I would watch Count Duckula.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
I
both of those were on early Nickelodeon.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here's the thing about Nickelodeon. When it first started in like the early 80s,
the early aughts.
as it's known, a lot of its content like came from Canada.
Sure.
But Canada still got like British money sometimes or whatever. It's got like pictures of the England's Queen on it, I think. So you have this English influence on Canada, and then Canada says, "Hey, we got some fucking shit you can put on your kids' TV channel."
Sure.
And so they take it. But I remember watching Danger Mouse, and I remember watching Count Duckula. Count Duckula about a vampire duck who doesn't eat meat. He's a vegetarian. That is true.
Huh.
Fact. This pilot was presented at 2008's Cartoon Forum in a strong year for preschool shows. It's a forum for cartoons.
Sure.
Fact.
Cartoon
Forum is a pitching and co-pro forum for animated television products. For 3 days, producers have the opportunity to pitch their project in front of 1,000 broadcasters, investors, and other potential partners from 40 countries. Since its creation in 1990, 814 series found financing, representing a total budget of 2.1 billion European.
That's incredible. If you think about it, that's a lot of money for cartoons.
So much.
That's
since
insane.
90.
It's
1990. Incredible.
wow.
Fact.
That's great.
The show was also shipped at MIPCOM Junior, a showcase for the $1.4 billion children's programming market held annually in Cannes, France.
I
Fact.
can't believe that there are these like basically Comic-Cons for cartoons.
Like this day and age, I can believe that there's a con for almost anything. But going back,
Bobby sock fetishes?
okay, yeah, you're right.
On you, buddy.
I have to admit it. Stars the voice talents of David Holt. You may know him from Watership Down or as the Angry Kid from the 1990s stop-motion claymation bumpers. Do you know either of those things?
No.
Watership Down, very revered cartoon movie about some rabbits, but it's like big social commentary. It's a sad film to cinema. And then Angry Kid was, coming out of your favorite show on Nickelodeon or going back into.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Do you? He had like big orange hair.
Yeah.
He'd always like have big nostrils.
There was a dog or something.
He may have had a dog with him, but this
In
is
an alleyway.
I don't know about that. But this guy did the voice for some of the characters in Watership Down, as well as the Angry Kid.
He was so angry.
He was very upset. Written by Steve Middleton, he was responsible for the show's Bible, pilot script, 5 further scripts, and 20 storylines for this show.
Wow.
A Bible, which we've been doing this show for almost 250 episodes. I've never heard of a show's Bible. Have you? Go ahead and get that yawn out first.
No.
Are you okay to continue?
I'm fine.
A Bible, also known as the show's Bible or a pitch Bible, is a reference document used by screenwriters for information on characters, settings, and other elements of a television or film project.
That makes sense because I mean, if going into it, you're building a world.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to fact check it and like be continuity.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, and as you're building a show or as it continues to go, you have to have these to reference back to.
There has to be rules, right? Something to draw from. It's very good. That's exactly right. And of interesting facts.
Great job.
Thank you. Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter response.
What is that? What is that accent I hear?
It's a multitude of dialect.
Mm-hmm. It's a conglomerate of sounds.
Yeah.
A cacophony of territories.
There's some East Indian.
Oh yeah, I got that.
There's some Viking.
Oh yes, that's what that was.
There's some Portuguese.
Portuguese is like the cinnamon of accents. You can never quite place it, but when someone says to you it's cinnamon or it's Portuguese, you're like, that makes sense.
Yep. And there's a little bit of Antarctica in there.
Yeah, a lot of natives down there. Okay,
They're restless.
Here's the deal. We didn't have any Twitter responses per se,
So to speak.
but we did have a response.
Okay.
So when I contact someone, usually by Twitter, and in this case by email, I say, hey, greetings from the Couch Pilots programs. We talk about TV shows that had only one episode. Next up for us is Squidge and the HARDNUTS. We're excited to watch it, and we're wondering if you had any fun or interesting info you'd want to share. Thanks. I hope to hear from you.
You soon.
I usually read all that. That was all in my head.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I reached out to the people that I could, including because there's not a lot of information on this. In the show that we watched, there's no credits, and it's not really online very many places. But I contacted the people from Cosgrove Hall to see if they would respond. And the person who did was David Holt, the person who was the voice talent, and ultimately, I believe, the narrator, because that was really that was the majority of the voice talent in this. He said,
Okay.
He says, Dear Jason, many thanks for getting in touch. Squidge and the HARDNUTS was a pilot episode made by Cosgrove Hall that never went to a series. However, I confessed that until your email came through, I had completely forgotten about it.
Wow.
And only through watching the episode on YouTube am I reminded that I voiced the whole thing. Narrator, Squidge, Splat, and all their friends, too. I have absolutely no recollection of doing it, so I don't think I'm going to have much to contribute to your podcast, I'm afraid. A pity, because it was sweet. Best wishes, David Holt.
That's great. We've found this often in our 100,000 episodes.
I think it's just crested 100,000.
Yeah. That a lot of times we get in contact with people that don't remember doing the project that we're talking about.
I think a lot of times the people who don't remember are the actors, because to them it's another job, where somewhere along the way someone really slaved and toiled over creating this project, and it is their baby, and they're always going to have some sort of memory of it. But this guy was an actor on the show. Just another job for him, and a job that we'll see in a few minutes that was only like 3.5 minutes long. This is one of the shortest pilots we have ever watched.
Right.
I think there's the Buffy the Vampire Slayer cartoon, which was maybe this long, maybe a little shorter. This really might be the shortest one we've ever done.
This is the shortest one that we've watched.
That is absolutely
Shortest one coming from the UK. Shortest one from Chris Tuckley.
Shortest one has been shot for you.
That's from Injustice for All, I believe.
Good album.
Let's put 10 minutes on the clock. I can't imagine we'll need half that, but we'll go ahead and do it. And let's break down the entire episode of Squidge and the HARDNUTS. You go.
Okay, we're starting off with the intro, and the narrator is talking about Squid. What is his name?
Squidge.
Squidge, and introducing him and his friend Splat.
I temporarily thought, what if I just wrote down everything that was said in this, because it wouldn't take 10 minutes. It'd be so fast.
Yeah, there's not complete sentences besides the narrator. After the narrator's done talking, or when the narrator's not talking, it's basically just grunts or like one word, kind of like
unintelligible
hello.
Sounds.
What
we're dealing here with is computer graphics. 10, 15 years old at this point. And it is kind of a really kind of blank, simple world. You have Squidge, this round ball. They call him Round and Squidgy. And then you have Splat, this little green ball. And they say she's green and wobbly, and they are best friends.
Yeah, they're the two best friends that anyone could have.
They say they've come to join their HARDNUT friends. They live in a, like I said, a very plain CG world. And then everyone else around them, though, they're the only ones that look like them. Everyone else has kind of like
boxy. They're boxy.
Yeah, a lot of geometric shapes.
There's a lot of angles.
And all the corners and lines are like with a black outline.
Sure, and it's called HARDNUT World.
Yeah,
and so they're looking around and they see a group of HARDNUTs trying to tear down a building, but we don't know they're trying to. They're just staring at it with a demolition tool.
Yeah, and they say things don't always go according to plan, but Squidge always has an idea, and Splat always thinks Squidge's ideas are good. And so then you go see them help because they love to help people.
Sure.
And so
kind of like you.
I love to help people. Give me the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, you like bring people McDonald's and stuff when they need it.
Okay, I'm sorry. Next time I'll bring you a McChicken with only mustard, weirdo. Ugh.
So basically, he jumps up on this chain and he becomes a wrecking ball, just like Miley Cyrus. Mm-hmm. And his buddy Splat drives.
They're just these round shapes, so they can take on different forms. But he's already in the shape of a wrecking ball, so he knocks over this building. And the people down there, I thought were going to get mad, but they're like, "Yeah, this is what we wanted. This is great. Thank you."
But you couldn't tell that. You couldn't tell that they were trying to actually knock this building down.
Yeah,
it felt like they just parked the vehicle there and were just kind of like checking it out,
just chilling.
Yeah,
the whole thing, like we said, is being narrated, and that was David Holt who narrates it. And I do want I didn't mention this before, but thank you, David Holt.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you very much for responding and getting hold of the show. We really do appreciate that, even if you don't remember anything.
Right. And so the next scene, I guess you would say, after they knock the blockhouse down,
right,
is they're at the park and
they're at the playground.
And
they say they have lots of friends and they all play together.
Right. They're all of a sudden everybody's their friends. I think they just make friends.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a blockhead trying to get down the slide, and he goes down it, but
Squidge
is like, let's amp this up a little bit.
I thought, when he went down the slide, he's big, he's much bigger than other people. So when he went down, he bent the slide at the end so the slide goes up, and I thought he broke it, like he was jumping up the slide. So I felt like he broke it, but was trying to like turn that negative into a positive.
Okay, I might have been writing stuff down. I might have missed that.
I think he was
I wrote
jumping.
a lot of stuff down.
Did you on this?
Yeah.
He was jumping up the slide at the bottom. He bent it up like a ramp. Then he went to the top. He slid and then hit it like a ramp, flew through the air and landed on the ground. And then he's like, I got to come up with a solution to this thing that I just broke.
Right. And he wanted to look cool still in front of the chicks.
Totally.
And he became like a pool, like a swimming pool.
Yeah. They refer to him even as like a bouncy castle.
No, that was the second thing.
Okay.
I think the first thing he was like a little kiddie pool. And Splat came in and was like the rubber water, and some people went down it. And then he was like, the narrator's like, everybody likes to bounce in a bouncy house.
Yeah.
And then he became a bouncy house. And then after that, he became something else. But there's a lot of bouncing.
Yeah, they said everyone loves bouncing. Everyone loves Squidge.
Do you like bouncing?
Everyone, I'm a bouncing boy, man.
When was the last time you bounced?
Well, depending on your definition of the word, I would either say last night or this morning.
So you either had sex last night or you left the house this morning.
Is that your definition of bouncing?
Well, there's multiple definitions. Like bouncing is like having sex, or bouncing is like I'm leaving a place. I'm bouncing. I'm out.
Oh,
bouncing.
I was actually working at a bar and getting rid of street toughs.
Oh, nice job. COVID people?
That was the bouncing I was doing. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck those.
And that is the end, pretty much, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. And at the end of it, everybody loves. What is it?
They love it.
What's his name? Squidge.
Squidge. Yeah, Squidge and Splat.
Squidge and Splat. Everybody, and there's like everybody loves them. So
yeah.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, tune in next week, right?
Tune in next
Please
week.
remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Oh, like cartoon, you mean?
No, like tune.
Well, I thought not like cartoon.
No, like tuna.
Why didn't Squidge and the HARDNUTS work?
I don't know. Part of me is like, and you kind of mentioned it in some of your facts, was like, this was like at a time where preschool TV was just starting out. Like people were saying, oh, parents are lazy and leaving their little itty bitty kids on in front of the television. Let's make something that'll keep their attention. So I'm going back to like when I was 3 years old. All right.
Right.
Would I have watched this at 3 years old? I went back there in my mind. And there's not a lot of, it's not convoluted. There's not a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's very basic. Like, hey, little kid, watch this ball, do this or whatever. So why it didn't work? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, it wasn't successful at one of these Cartoonicons.
Yeah.
But I looked at it as a preschool show. It's short, short attention span, colors, not a lot of detail. That's what I saw it as. How about you? Why do you not think it worked?
I think this is very disposable. I grew up watching Sesame Street. I think there's a lot of good information in a show like Sesame Street. They talk about social issues in a way a child can understand. They talk about letters. There's a learning aspect to that. I don't know that there really is much of a learning aspect to that. I'm not saying that makes or breaks a preschool show, but for my money, I want if my kid is at a point in his life or her life of a few years where they are a sponge and they're just sucking up everything, and that is really adding or detracting from their intelligence. Wouldn't you want to pump them full of something good?
Sure.
Wouldn't you want to pump if they're going to be in front of the TV for X amount of time?
But how much good was going on in 2008? I mean, we already talked about how we're going to just like forget the whole year.
No, that's 2020.
Oh,
I don't know. To me, I wish there was more of an element of education here. There was something else. There's not a lot to look at. Everything was very white, and then there was a couple little splashes of color. I feel like with a lot of kids show, there's a lot of bright colors. I don't know. I don't like that. When I play a video game, I don't mind like a silent protagonist, but I want my characters to talk. It felt like Thomas the Tank Engine, which was also very popular. I don't think those characters talked. I think it was narrated by
I think the trains talked.
Okay, I thought it was narrated by like George Carlin for a while, and then also by like Ringo Starr.
Yeah,
right?
it was narrated, but I think but there was dialogue between.
Okay.
The two. Yeah. So
Maybe I was too old for that. I never got
these
into
are
Thomas
these are
Train.
just like sounds. They're not so much like
Yeah.
They're like sounds that kind of like instead of saying hello, Jason.
Yeah.
And the cartoon would be like meh.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that. Anyway, is there anything that you would do to improve it?
I do think there was a lot of white. I think there was the background was just all white.
Give us some more color.
Yeah, give us that color.
Ooh, just give us some of that color, baby.
You say baby?
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start
I say
our
baby as
descent,
well.
Please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Spoiler alert for next week, just like this week, not a ton of information out there.
Okay.
I'd be scrambling. And there's no Rotten Tomatoes score on this. There's no IMDb score. There's
6.5.
There's not. No, there's nothing.
Well,
Okay.
You can't prove it wasn't 6.5.
How about this? Since there is no score, and you just gave it a score, then that's the score.
Yeah.
If you're the only one scoring.
Got it.
Loophole.
Boom.
Smart. Critics reviews, there's no critic reviews. The only thing I found was one person who mentioned it, and they didn't even see it. But this is what they say. This is a bitter animator from the blog My Medicated Life. They say, I was at Cartoon Forum, and the word on the cartoon street was that Squidge and the HARDNUTS from Cosgrove Hall looked pretty good. The rest didn't seem to impress anyone.
Oh.
So he heard Scuttlebutt, positive.
Sure.
And
but no action on that scuttlebutt.
No action?
I mean, if you have a scuttlebutt, you got to have action with it, baby.
You got to move on that momentum, right?
Momentum.
Great movie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Bing bong. Hello. Here we are.
Yeah.
Pulling into the station just like Thomas the Tank Engine. Boop, boop. Honk, honk. this is where we grade the show. We've given you all the information. I mean, here's the thing. There's probably some more information, but we're done. I'm not giving you any more than what I've already said.
Oh no! I mean, if you want more, find it yourself.
Fucking figure it out.
Are we gonna wipe your butts?
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold your hand and wipe your asshole.
Will you hold someone's hand to wipe their asshole?
I think it's like when you get behind someone to help them with a golf swing. I think when you first showing someone how to wipe their ass, you have to do that.
It makes sense.
We have to rate this, and we do so in the fashion of a grading scale 1 to 7, taken from the program affectionately and accurately from the 90s. It's a television program, goes by the name of Wings.
One of the best shows out there ever. I mean,
Hands down.
If you're watching an episode of Wings and you don't enjoy it, you know what? Email us, because I will find you and kill you. If
someone says to me, I was listening to your podcast and then I stopped listening it so I could watch an episode of Wings, I would say that is fine.
That was a great judgment call.
Good choice.
Yes.
You're going to have a way better time doing that. We take a look at that program and we say, who are the characters? And we align them with our grading scale 1 to 7. 1 is the worst score you can get, and that's the recently departed David Schramm, the character known as Roy Biggins. And 7 is the best score you're going to get. That's a fellow goes by the name of Brian Hackett. Captain Philip, rest assured, I turn to you. How do you rate Squidge and the HARDNUTS?
You made a lot of sense when you said, hey, there's no educational stuff of this. This is just kind of like just dead random stuff. And so I took that in consideration. After you said it, I loved it was 3.5 minutes long. Loved it.
Between this week and next week, these are the shortest amount of time we've spent watching pilots.
You know what? Thank you, Chris Tuckley.
Yes, thank you, Chris.
I'm going to give it a baby bump.
Yeah.
For being for babies.
Sure.
I'll give it a 4.
Can't do it.
4. Okay, respectable. Right down the middle. Joe Hackett.
Because that had a baby bump though.
Okay.
It's for babies.
And see, I'm not a bumper when it comes to this.
Oh, you don't bump very often.
I don't baby bump.
Hey, I think you've bumped maybe 3 times
maybe
in 250 episodes.
Maybe, yeah. I'm not going to bump this time.
You're not a big bumper.
But I think you and I are right on the same page here because I give it a 3.
Oh, nice.
It's bright. It's colorful. You're probably going to get the attention of your audience if this were to go forward. I'm sure they could pump out 20 episodes a year and it would be nothing. Easy. But to me, there's of no real substance here. I'm not the demographic.
It's
I don't think it was good.
Part of it that is bothering you. There was no substance. Okay, I got you.
I think there's a certain age where it's like you get out of the preschool age and then you're like, oh, now I'm 7. I like SpongeBob. And SpongeBob's just an example because SpongeBob,
I like Rugrats.
SpongeBob goes over the spectrum of you got a lot of kid stuff, and then you have a little bit of that wink of like, hey, there's a little adult joke or something for the parents to enjoy. This is strictly a tiny child's show, and there's really nothing for me to like. Again, not the demographic. I didn't really care for this that much. I can see some redeeming qualities. I'm sure you could pump some education to this if it were to go forward if you wanted to, but that didn't seem present in the pilot.
I don't think you should on the pilot episode. I don't think you should learn about the letter A. I mean, learn the character, then next episode learn the letter A and the number 1. Go from there.
Let's be honest. It was less than 4 minutes long. I don't feel like this was necessarily a pilot per se, but just a presentation of what the show would be, just like the 3 to 4 minute Buffy the Vampire Slayer one that we saw. Obviously, that's not how long their episodes are going to be. This is a showcase of what this show would look like. And I'm not saying we have to learn something in that time frame as much as we can allude to the fact that there would be learning on the show going forward. And that wasn't present. I give it a 3. You give it a 4 with a baby bump. And with that, we close the book on Squidge and the HARDNUTS, and we will never mention that show again.
Sorry for the interruption, Blake and me, but I need to interject with Chris Tuckley's score for Squidge and the HARDNUTS. After all, Chris is the reason for the season, and we originally forgot to include his score in this episode, so we apologize for this oversight, and without further ado, Chris goes on to say, I could see myself watching Squidge and the HARDNUTS with my kids. I like the character design. Squidge has a real weight and wobble to him, which I can imagine appealing to little ones. There's not much of a story, but maybe that's par for the course in TV for preschoolers. I wonder if Squidge and Splat would ever encounter difficulties or intolerance in the HARDNUT world. Their differences here are celebrated and become the solution to HARDNUT problems. It's all done with a light and humorous touch that make for a pleasant viewing experience likely to amuse parents as well as children. I liked it. My Couch Pilots rating, 5 out of 7. Thanks a lot, Chris. Now back to the show.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of One Free Hand. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A vehicle for ventriloquist comedian Nina Conti. You can find the entire episode of One Free Hand by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or download the app for Vimeo. Vimeo. You know what to do, Tube.
Nice.
Blake, does anyone ever contact the show? Does that happen anymore? Do people contact us?
Not really.
Okay, we'll skip that part. Okay. At the end of the show, we have a little time.
I mean, I have a lot of personal conversations with listeners, but nothing that I deemed acceptable.
I'm talking about laundry we can air out here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Chris is thinking about leaving his wife and moving to the United States.
Good choice.
Dee Dee is taking on a new hobby of lacrosse, and she's concerned how it's going to affect her job, third shift job.
You don't really have to get into their personal stuff if you.
Oh, I thought you said to go ahead. Okay.
No, just non-personal laundry, like an overcoat, not their delicates.
Oh, okay. So overcoat. Chris is thinking about like leaving his job and his wife.
That's the same thing you said before. It's exactly the same. Cut this out. We don't need to air their personal stuff.
All right, hold on. Okay.
So there's a block of time at the end of each episode where we hand it over to Blake and we say, give me what you're watching and you're binging during quarantine on Netflix. Tell me about a daily personal positive affirmation. Give me something. This is Blake's time to really shine. What do you have for us this week?
This is the time where, like, you do a lot of research for the show. I'm not going to lie. You do, like, at least 45 minutes.
Thank you for your honesty.
And I'm like, what can I do? And what can I do for the folks in the UK?
Right.
And I have yet to admit what it is.
Right.
But this is the 5th installment.
I've been listening to these, and I've been trying to, in my mind, pull like a Beautiful Mind situation, the Russell Crowe. I want to see all the different numbers and the ones and the zeros.
Kids.
What's that?
Kevin Spacey helping kids?
No, I don't know what you're talking. I'm trying to break the code, is what I'm saying to you, and I just can't do it. Give me another piece of the puzzle.
I'll give you another piece of the puzzle, okay? I want to talk about a man whose name was Dennis Andrew Nielsen.
Oh.
He was a Scottish serial killer and necrophile. Okay, who murdered at least 12 young men between 1978 and 1983 in London, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment on November 4th, 1983, with a recommendation that he serve a minimum of 25 years. In his later years, he was incarcerated at Full Staten Maximum Security Prison.
Wow. There's a guy who obviously got caught, right?
Right, and he wasn't doing it right because
all young men?
12 young men.
Yeah, you got to do it different, man. Yeah, you have to kill and ultimately have sex with the corpse of 12 different type of people.
Speaking of killing them and having sex with them, all of his murders were committed in the 2 North London addresses that he resided in between 1978 and 1983. His victims would be lured to these addresses through guile, Guile.
A great character in Street Fighter.
All right. And killed by strangulations, sometimes accompanied by drowning. Following each murder, he would observe a ritual in which he bathed and dressed the victims' bodies, which he retained for extended periods of time before discarding and disposing of them and their remains by A, burning on a bonfire, or B, flushing them down the lavatory.
So really chopping them up and just flushing them bit by bit.
Chopping them up and laying them down.
Oh, God.
You want more?
Yeah.
A little bit more?
Right.
Let's see. He was known to have killed a minimum of 12 men and boys, and to have attempted to kill 7 others. he went to bars and public transportation places.
Really take your time with this. Make a meal out of it.
Inside his home, the victims were usually given food and alcohol,
Right.
then strangled, typically with ligature,
Yeah.
either to death or until they became unconscious. He admitted to engaging in masturbation as he viewed the nude bodies for several of his victims, and to have engaged in sexual acts with 6 of his victims' bodies, but was adamant that he never penetrated his victims. Wow.
I can't imagine.
Baseball in the UK, it's weird, isn't it?
This pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight.
Is it? Should I do something different? Is it like a buzzkill at the end, or I thought it'd be like,
if I could figure out the pattern of what you're doing, then I would be able to decide whether or not it's a buzzkill. But I can't crack this code.
I think I'm just like keeping you on your toes. Like the listeners don't know where I'm going to go next.
I feel like you're going to go right, but you always you go left. I'm always
going left.
You juke the hell out of me every episode so far this season.
I juke the hell out of you like I did Matt Phillips on the basketball court.
And you're going to hear that right now.
Hello, Blake. This is the hardcore legend, WWE Hall of Famer Mick Foley, and I have a question for you. And the question is, are you crazy, man? Have you lost your mind? You're challenging Matthew to a game of one-on-one basketball? Blake, I know you're the host of Couch Pilots with Jason Tauscher, but you've gone way too far. This is a big mistake. Blake, you could break your ulna, your verna, your tibia, and more. Fibula, you name it. If it's part of your leg, any part of your leg, you could break it. Matthew's that good? Oh, he's good. He's darn good. And in case you need any influence, Mr. Sacco is here to second my opinion. Matthew's going to destroy you, Blake. All right, that was very, very well intended. Thank you, Mr. Sacco. So, Blake, nobody will think less of you if you back out, okay? So talk to your people, your listeners of the Couch Pilots with Jason Tauscher. I'm sure they will tell you that it is a grave mistake to take on Matthew in a game of one-on-one basketball. But on the other hand, thank you for being a big fan. And thank you, Matthew, for getting this video. Tonight's pizza is on you, my friend. Have a nice day. Yeah.
All right, we are on site here in Morton, Illinois at Grundy Elementary School. The day has arrived. Matthew Phillips versus Blake Clayton. The gauntlet was thrown down on Couch Pilots, but we are finally here. I'm talking to Blake Clayton. I would largely say the underdog of the competition, but I wanted to talk to him and do a little pre-interview. Blake, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I've been working out all day, and I've been shooting the J, the rock and stuff, and I think it's going to go well.
When's the last time you played basketball?
7 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it like riding a bike? Is it all coming back to you?
Yeah, once I get the muscle memory going, it's just gonna be like butter. I'm just gonna be throwing down the J's and the rocks and stuff. It's gonna be great.
And the competition's gonna be first to 11, best of 3 games. Is that right?
Yeah, it's not gonna take 3. I'm gonna win it in 2.
Gonna win it in 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think the score is gonna be? Are you gonna do 11 straight up?
No, I'm not gonna embarrass him in front of his family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him like maybe 6 points.
Okay.
But yeah.
If Matt was here right now, essentially he's about 30 feet over there, but if he was here right now in front of you, what would you have to say to him?
On the court, friendship's over. So,
yeah.
I love the guy. He's a great guy. I heard he's pretty good at basketball. But when you're on the blacktop, it's mano y mano.
Yeah. Well said. Well, best of luck to you out there. Any final words to the viewers at home?
You guys know me. You know that I don't talk smack, that I just lay it down, and whether it's push and record or it's on the basketball court, I'm money in the bank.
All right. Well said. Good luck to you out there. Stay safe. Have a lot of fun.
Thank you, sir.
All right. We just spoke to Blake Clayton. Here's the other half of today's competition. The gauntlet throwdown during the Couch Pilots podcast. Matt Phillips versus Blake Clayton here on site in Morton, Illinois, Grundy Elementary School. Matthew, how you feeling?
You know, Jay, I'd love to tell you I knew how we got here.
You're mine, buddy. You're mine. You better just give it up. You're mine.
Overall, I will say that I was feeling great until Blake showed up, and then I saw his arrangement, or what he chose to wear, and I will say it's working right now. The intimidation factor and the kind of sexual overtones are really just messing with my head.
Well, let's not beat around the bush. You are scheduled to win today. Blake is the underdog, and I think he's playing the only card that he has, and that is the mind game. That's the sexual intimidation, and I think he's come out ready to roll. What are you going to do to respond to that?
You know, I've played a lot of basketball in my day, and a lot of tough games, I'll say, but I've never really been approached this aggressively in a non-basketball manner. So I feel like I'm going to have to dig deep, so to speak. I'm wearing something a little revealing. I may just have to resort to that in game 2. You know, I really just came today to defend my honor. For the record, I think the podcast will reflect that I was called out here. I did not ask for this, and I did not ask for what he's wearing either. But overall, I just plan to play my best, Jay. You know, really make the podcast proud. This one's kind of for Chris Tuckley in a lot of ways. I'd like to dedicate this game, the first game, to him. I look up to him wherever he is right now. He's probably asleep. But whatever the case may be, you know, today's going to be one of those days where I'm just going to try not to get dunked on.
Well, Matthew Phillips, not a man that I've never known to back down. Good luck to you out there. Stay safe and hope you have a great time.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
You've known Blake the longest out of anyone.
Yeah.
What do you expect to see out there today?
I expect to see puke on Matt Phillips' shoes. I spent the day with Blake today. We woodworked and watched The Last Dance. He's mentally prepared for this.
Save The Last Dance.
No, Last Dance, Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
Gotcha, okay.
He got himself pumped up with a little basketball documentary.
Yeah. And what kind of spirits is he in? How's he going to do?
High spirits.
He's feeling good.
He was alternating Miller Lite and water.
Smart.
Miller Lite and water. Miller Lite and water.
Very good.
Close to water.
Cigarette after cigarette.
Dustin, it's a best of 3. So first person to win 2 games, 2-11.
Good number.
What's it going to look like?
I'm thinking it's all going to come down to rebounds. I don't think there's going to be a high field goal percentage, at least based on what I'm seeing right now. But you know, anybody can win 1, but you got to win 2. So will we make it to like a best of 3? Hard to say.
I don't know if it's that hard to say.
I've got Morton's emergency crew on speed dial, just in case they need to come.
Smart. Well, Scott, what do you? Last words of encouragement for Blake?
I don't know. You're in trouble.
Okay, that was the last words of encouragement for Blake. Dustin, very likely Blake will die. What do you think his last words will be?
This is the outfit I chose to go out in. I think that's probably accurate.
Thank you both for your time, and I hope you enjoy the game.
Thank
you.
Back at Grundy School here on the big day, Matthew Phillips versus Blake Clayton. The hype is real. We're moments away from the start of the game. We just spoke to Matt. We just spoke to Blake. We spoke to a couple of Blake's buddies. Now let's go over Matt's side and talk to his pal, Jeff. Jeff, you are a longtime basketball cohort with Matthew. Is that right?
That's right. Yep.
What do you expect to see out here today?
Well, you know, I guess ever since I heard about this, there's been a real buzz around the crew, the basketball crew that we play with. And honestly, I kind of expect a little bit of a beatdown.
In which way?
I got to go with Matt in this one.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, but you know what, I'm here for a show.
Yeah,
So,
and I think it's a show you're going to get as well. If you had to give Blake some advice, because he is far and away the underdog, everyone knows it, what would you say to Blake to give him the edge?
yeah, I think probably I would have gone with a different pair of shorts. I think that's my first piece of advice for him. You know, I don't know that there's much I can give until that happens, I'd say.
Fair. That's fair. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you enjoy the game.
All right, thanks.
Okay, so I've been asked for the rules here, so I'm going to lay these out. We're going to play to 11 by ones inside the line, twos outside the line, both
the pink line?
Pink line, sir.
Okay, all right.
By ones and twos, 1, 2. Win by 2 to 11.
Call your own fouls?
Call your own fouls. Take back means that if a shot is up and you get the rebound, you have to bring it back behind the three-point line.
All right.
That's called take back. Okay?
I've been behind the pink before. I got that.
Okay. I feel like I'm best of 3. So
and what's the wager?
Oh, a pair of pants, a pair of, I think someone said dungarees, but all I've got is denim jeans.
I just got a pair of Walmart blue jeans. So
I'd like to say that I should be spotted some points after whatever this is, but I'm gonna. That just feels.
What?
It doesn't feel right. I don't know.
What?
Do you guys agree on the rules?
Yeah,
let's shake hands. Have a good game.
Do it. All right.
Oh, man.
Are we ready? It's always good to be back in Jersey. How about them Nets? Wait a minute, I didn't hear any food here. All right, are we all ready? Here we go. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the rampart we watch with so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flag. The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. I'll make up for it now. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Okay, Carl. We interrupt the rendition of the national anthem for basketball now. Carl.